The Sinead O'Connor's back in the news.
Tell me all about it.
Miley Cyrus done a sexy dance and Sinead O'Connor's angry at Miley Cyrus, which strikes me as odd. I mean, I don't think Miley Cyrus's Eden made a decision in her own life. It's like getting angry at Tony the Tiger because you don't like a Frosties advert. She cried in the video and she said, oh, I was crying for my dead dog. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's because Disney were killing it in front of her at the time. Cry in the video, yeah, that's nice. Cry while I kill your doggy.
I suppose when she's licking the hammer, she's not singing.
That's something.
She's got a palate.
It's also got...
going... I was hoping it'd be a freezing cold day and her tongue got stuck to it. I mean, I don't know, I might be getting old, but when I saw that video, I thought, I hope that's not a pub they're knocking down.
I just think... I used to be a civil engineer, you know, back in the day, and it's the cleanest construction site I've ever seen. I was sort of more interested in how they kept the wrecking ball so clean.
Well, she licked it all, hasn't she?
Paul, did you enjoy the video?
Well, I mean, I just think they're all doing all this sexting now and they're taking their clothes off. I mean, could it possibly be that maybe it's because their music isn't actually that good?
How very dare you?
I mean, you didn't see J.S. Bach sort of pulling his pants down around the streets of Brandenburg, did you?
It's very hard to do a drawing of that. Pull them up. It's fun to watch famous people do stuff like that. I'd like to see Chris Martin on a giant falafel. And he swings out of the pita bread and you see, like, a little bit of his flank and his meat and two veg. And just as you think you've seen it, he swings back into the falafel pocket and out again like that. Just going, woo, and a big falafel. That'd be nice.
This is actually a quote from a government minister. When Environment Secretary Owen Paterson was asked if he'd moved the goalposts, because they're now saying they need to kill more badgers, he said, the badgers have moved the goalposts.
They do, and that's why they must die. That's the kind of thing they do.
Richard, what's your problem with
We've got
badgers?
a massive problem with badgers. We have a lot of badgers anyway, and now we've got all these refugee badgers coming in, running away from all
Starting
these...
to sound like Clarkson, mate.
No! He was rude about badgers. No, he was rude about badgers. I like badgers, but I only like the ones that we already had, and then all the protesters were blowing whistles and banging saucepans to scare them away. So now they've all come and lived at our place, and that's kind of chucked our home badgers out. And...
How can you tell the difference between the new badgers and the old badgers?
Well, they've got different accents.
Because...
I think the cull's a good thing because they say that there's the equivalent of one dead badger for every 10 yards between Tiverton and Exeter.
They always say that, don't they? Yeah, people are always saying that.
No, but it's actually quite a useful way of finding your way home.
Yeah.
Instead of just sprinkling rose petals as you walk along, just follow
The usual method, yes.
A trail of dead woodland animals.
We gave it to them. That's what I feel sorry for. We caught TB in the Industrial Revolution, gave it to the cows gave it to the badgers. We killed all the cows that had it. We got rid of it. The badgers were just left with TB. Like, there you go, mate. They went, oh, we've got bloody TB now. And now they're trying to give it back, and we're shooting them all. It's like giving someone a cold and then shooting them, going, don't give me that cold, mate.
I'm a supporter of the badgers, and I've actually rescued 2 badgers, because they came round to shoot them, and I had a cottage down there, and I took them in, and I pretended they were slippers. And I would have got away with it, but one of them started coughing.
Carol, what do you make of the badger cull?
Well, I think it's interesting because obviously TB is supposedly spread by the badgers, and with this cull now, they're all running for the hills and obviously spreading it even more.
There is no TB. The whole thing is just the Countryside Alliance. It gives them an excuse to shoot something that's slightly black. Why? There's no TB.
Do you think the reason people are so upset about badgers is because they're like our pandas? You know, people are feel very, very fondly towards pandas. Do you think people see them badger as it's like a panda?
They are a bit like pandas, because I love watching 2 of them shag.
What, a panda and a badger?
Oh, no. 2 badgers having sex, not anything weird.
You like watching a couple of badgers?
Because there's 2 pandas up in Scotland they're trying to get to have it off.
Yeah.
So if people like watching pandas having sex, people might also like to watch badgers do it.
The badger might help, because the badger could be like a fluffer for the panda.
Sex box?
Matt, you seem genuinely excited. Sex box, tell me all about it.
They have sex in a box. The cameras aren't in the box, so you can't see. And consenting couples go in there, and they have sex, and then they come out, and then there's a panel of experts, and then they just sit there, and they get asked about what happened in there, and they say, yeah, we did it.
No. I want to know more about this because I haven't actually seen this.
It's like a porno version of The Cube.
Right.
They should do it in the cube, then at least you'll be able to see what they're getting up to.
Yeah.
Put your hands on the table.
My favourite thing is the couples enter the soundproof box for 35 minutes. Hope they let them take a book in.
I couldn't be trusted. If I was on a show like that, I'd just sneak a big tub of yoghurt in, and then when they open the door, just lob it all out.
I thought the panellists were disappointing. I'd like someone like Alan Hansen on there, but he didn't do it. And Len Goodman. Len Goodman and Alan Hansen just going, 7! Alan Hansen going, that was woeful.
But isn't it a bit like a student house where two people go into a room and then everyone sits around and talks about it?
John,
What did they get up to?
John, Matt, you live together in a house. One of you
Yeah,
must have
you
brought a
lived in
lady
a
home.
house
There must have been
together.
that when you
There
two
must
came out of the
have been.
bedroom.
When one of us was having sex and the other one wasn't. Yeah, guess which way round that went?
Did you ever walk out into the room and have a little chat about it afterwards?
Yeah, he would come down and tell me. He'd come down and I'd go, so what did you do in there?
And he said, I gave the badger some nuts.
Did you see this, Richard?
No, I'm aware of it. I'd be tempted to go in and just try and rock the box until it fell over on its side. Just go crazy in there. But actually, I've just... until it rocked from side to side. I've just done...
That's a very Top Gear take on the...
impressive.
Try and push that over.
Or you could see how fast we could drive a sex box to Plymouth.
There's a reason people don't talk about sex, because not very nice. You don't... One girl said something like, you know, I sometimes joke about it with my mates, but, you know, I don't really talk about it with my mum. Well, of course you don't. You don't get to Sunday dinner and go, I had a cracking shag this week. You can't listen to them talk, though. When you know they've had sex, you cannot... Even if the conversation is mature, you cannot have a conversation with someone knowing they've just had sex. Because you're just waiting for them to go, well, we started off with a bit of...
Well, I can tell you it's not one of the most talked about things, but Channel 4's new show, Sex Box, aired this week. If I want to have sex in a small, windowless box devoid of any romance or sexual excitement, I'll book me and my girlfriend into a travel lodge.